I don't know if you know who this guy is. His name is ACQUA on YouTube. He's got a ton of really, really, really good guides. And now someone is talking to him about whiff punishing. So he gets a question from a viewer saying like, I'm Ultimate Master, but I still feel like I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to whiff punishing. At what rank should you be focusing on whiff punishing? He goes, and also like against which character, like which characters is whiff punishment really important for? He's asking us, ACQUA, what should I do? Before we listen to what he says, I have a couple of clips that I prepared for you guys. Most of these are from Punk. I think 1 or 2 are from Blaz. We're gonna watch this, and I wanna see if you guys notice something about their whiff punishment. We're gonna watch these 2 times. Tell me if you notice anything. This is Punk playing Ed. He's got Ryu in the corner. Let me know what you see. And I have the inputs on. That's a little bit of a hint. All right, that was the first clip. We're gonna watch it one more time. Did you guys catch it? All right, that was the first clip. Okay, I got more for you. This is Ed versus Akuma. Again, it's Punk. Watch this. Ready? Here we go. All right, that's the clip. One more time. All right, that was it. This is Blaz now against Jury. There we go. Did you catch it? It was right there. One more time. All right, one more. Last one. Again, this is Blaz. Did you catch it? It was right there. All right. It's really hard to see, and I'm being vague on purpose. But there's something that every single clip had in common. So let's listen to what ACQUA says here. All right?
技を空振った時だけ差し返してるって思ってません？みんな。
What a lot of people probably think is what you're supposed to do is you see a move whiff and then you whiff punish it, right? You see them push crouching medium kick, it misses, and then you push a button on your action. He's like, no, that's actually not what you're supposed to do.
相手の技を見たら毎回押してんのよ。
Push a button every time you see an attack. Not when you see an attack whiff, but when you see an attack come out. Now you might be thinking, wait, if I push a button when I see an attack come out, doesn't that mean I'm going to get counter hit because like I'm pushing the button like after theirs comes out and like they'll hit me before mine comes out? But not exactly, because look at what you're supposed to do. It all comes down to timing.
これ今中足ガードしたじゃん。ガードするタイミングで押してんのよ毎回。
Alright, he says, look at my inputs. He says, I pushed crouching medium kick after I blocked the move. He goes, so I'm pushing crouching medium kick at kind of like a timing where if I block and I'm in range for the, like I'm in range to get hit by the move, I'll block it. But if it whiffs, I'll be able to hit like the recovery of the animation.
そうすると、使ったら差し返しになる。
So he's saying, if you do kind of like a fuzzy attack where you see the move come out and then you push the button a little bit late at the timing where if you're in range, you block it. What happens is if you're in range, you just block. And then if they're out of range and they whiffed, you'll whiff punish. So look at how he's doing it.
届いてたら何もないっていう。
So let's take a look at this. Let's get rid of this video for a second. There's more information I want to take a look at. And what I'm going to do is, when I'm going to translate this, I'm also going to show you guys some training drills you can use to get better at this kind of like delayed whiff punishment thing. All right, so yeah, I'm just going to record Ken doing this. Okay? So yeah, I'm going to make a save state here right when I'm kind of in range. I'm pushing crouching medium kick right when it kind of connects with me. See this timing? Look at my inputs. And then I can input like, I can option select a special move. Because here, if I option select like donkey kick, right? I'm locked in block stun, so it won't come out. But then if it whiffs, it does. But what Aqua's really trying to say, and the most important part of this whole thing is, what you're supposed to do is don't just push a button when you see it whiff. Because if you're just waiting to see it whiff, you're going to be too slow, right? Because sometimes it might not whiff. It might actually hit you, or you might block it. So do it at this timing. All right? Because look at how late you can push this. It's still a counter hit. Punish counter, sorry. This has a long recovery. So you don't have to do it like super, super early, right? You don't have to do it this fast. You can do it like way after the move stops coming out. So you just stay at this kind of range and catch it right at the end. Okay, here's the first clip I showed you with Punk. So here he does this setup. He dashes back. He got hit by that crouching medium kick. But look at his inputs. He had pushed a button, right? His spacing was a little bit off, but he pushed a button here. Watch this. Look at his inputs. He blocks this forward heavy punch, and look at that crouching hard kick for the attempted whiff punish. I'm guessing he was kind of reacting to the movement, and he was probably assuming standing heavy punch was coming out, which would have whiffed, more likely at that spacing if he was walking backwards. But he went for forward heavy punch instead, but he still went for that option select delayed crouching hard kick with Ed, which is a really good whiff punishment button, like Aqua was just talking about. And there, this time he just whiffed the move to make him whiff a move, and that's kind of like typical whiff punishment. Baiting out a move from your opponent, but there, that's the third clip. Now let's look at Blaz, the two clips from Blaz. There, you see how late he was on that whiff punish? See how he's not pushing the button as soon as crouching medium kick comes out? He's pushing his medium kick like after the move is recovering. Watch. Boom. Her leg is already back. Then he pushed it. So that's that block timing. And then here we go. Look at that. You see this? We got two clips in one video. Look at this. Push crouching medium kick. Right when he blocks. Right after he blocks that move. Because that would have whiff punished if Jury messed up the spacing. But Jury didn't mess up the spacing. So you see, this is that whole thing. So when you're doing your whiff punishment, always try to push the button when you see the attack come out from your opponent. But just delay it a little bit. And then you're going to be starting to whiff punish like the pros. One more from Blaz here. There we go. Crouching medium kick against this move from Jury. Here. See? Again, not exactly, I don't think Blaz is particularly reacting to the forward heavy punch because he wouldn't have pushed this button if he was reacting to this move itself. He's just reacting to any kind of attack, any kind of movement coming from Jury. So if you do it like that, you don't need to like whiff punish a crouching medium kick. Because if you're just looking for a crouching medium kick, you're going to end up like turning off your brain and you're not going to be able to react to anything else. So you're not reacting to a specific move. You're just reacting to an attack from your opponent. All right, so the next situation is we're going to look at a situation like this. All right, this kind of a situation. All right, you know when you do like something like, you do like a crouching medium punch or you do a crouching medium kick and your opponent pushes a button right away as soon as your move ends? I'm sure that's happened to you guys. Like after light strings or after a single move, you'll fight opponents who are like always mashing on like crouching medium kick drive rush. They just can't wait to green slime. This kind of thing. So in this situation too, you want to be pushing a delayed button. All right, so it would look like this. So this time, instead of doing a whiff punish on reaction against Ken, I'm going to set Ken to do a crouching medium kick. There we go. So Ken's set to do a crouching medium kick on block. All right, so he blocks, he does crouching medium kick. So let's say I'm at this range and I'm trying to poke at Ken. Right? Let me do it a little bit closer. Let's do crouching medium punch. There we go. So here I'm in range. If I do crouching medium punch, or like crouching medium punch, standing hard punch, obviously I'm going to lose here. So he goes, in these kind of situations, don't try to react to that crouching medium kick only if it whiffs. Exactly the same as like when you're playing neutral. What you should be doing here is pushing your whiff punish button, whether it's crouching medium punch or crouching medium kick. Of course, it'll depend on your character. Push it when you see the move come out. This way, if it does whiff, you'll get the punish. So here, let me load back up to here. Let's make this kind of spacing, okay? Yeah, that's in range, but I'm still pushing the button. I'm gonna go for crouching medium kick here. See? If I use that same timing, if it whiffs, I get the punish. But if it doesn't whiff, I just block it. So it's kind of like an option select, but more like it is an option select. And you can think of it kind of like a fuzzy attack. You guys remember like fuzzy jab? If people are ever trying to like do like tick throw to you, you can do a fuzzy jab to stop them. It's pretty much exactly that, but just as like a whiff punish. Now, I'm going to show you some drills that you can use to practice. This is a really easy situation to make a drill for. So what you're going to do, you're going to turn on this crouching medium kick from Ken, and you're just going to find a spacing where if you push like crouching medium punch, it'll hit you right at the tip. And then you just kind of want to go like tiny step behind that, pull down back, and then just find that spacing where it'll whiff against you, and then make a save state here at this spacing. All right, I just made a save state. Then practice your delayed crouching medium kick timing, and then take a little step forward and just practice pushing either crouching medium punch, crouching medium kick, depends on your character obviously, kind of at that timing when the button would connect with you. And if you block it, your timing is good. Then go back to your original save state here, don't walk forward, and use that same timing just to do your delayed crouching medium kick. All right? Then that's really easy. Now the next part is you want to only push the button when you see your opponent's button come out. Okay, not on whiff, once you see the attack starting up. You should always be pushing the button. So how can you train that? Turn on the do nothing option. Depending on the type of player you are, you might want to only practice the do nothing, not to build up bad habits. So here I'm going to push crouching medium punch. Ken didn't do anything, so I don't push a button. Okay, Ken didn't do anything, I don't push a button. Then you can turn that off, turn this back on. Get used to that. Then turn them both on. And now your goal is to only push a button when you see the attack start up. I'm talking and recording this at the same time, so let's see if I can do it. There we go, got it. Got it. Nothing. 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 There we go. So that's going to help you a lot. Then if you're in range, you can go back here, make the save state. See, I pushed the button, but I didn't get whiff punish or anything because I'm pushing the button during the block's done. There you go. And that's going to help your whiff punishing in those kind of situations. Now, another kind of situation where this happens a lot isn't just when you poke at tip range, it's also when you do your light strings. So something I've noticed that a lot of people will do is if you go for something like this, 1, 2, 3. All right, so then you're trying to hit confirm, you go 1, 2, 3, and then you stop, then you try to walk backwards because you know your turn is over. A lot of people will throw out like a crouching medium kick at these timings. And then you get clipped, right? If I'm just doing like a light string, and I end in crouch, light punch, if I do like crouch and light punch 3 times, I can't actually walk back out of this. But if I end in standing light punch, I'm able to get a spacing where this move will whiff. So a lot of people, not a lot of people, but some people, they'll love to push crouching medium kick at the end of like your 2 or 3 hit strings. So this is a great opportunity for you to try to get a whiff punish. You push your crouching medium punch or a crouching medium kick kind of at this timing where you think it'll whiff. This way, if you're wrong, see, I'm still getting that crouching medium punch, but I'm not getting hit. But if you space it properly, at the same timing, you'll get your whiff punish if it whiffs. So that's a training drill you can use. Just set your opponent to do a crouching medium kick or any button you want after 3 hits. Take a little tiny step back, then push your button. Now, the downside to this is if you're not reacting to the opponent's button push and you're just always autopiloting into a walk back button, if your opponent starts to delay their buttons, they'll whiff punish you, which is why it's really important to go into training mode, turn on that do nothing option, and make sure you're only pushing the button if you actually see your opponent's button start up. This will prevent you from getting whiff punished yourself and to stop being predictable. This is like a really like tech heavy video. This is him just talking all in training mode. What happened was, like the next day or the same day, Gachikun, probably the most consistent Rashid player out there right now, released pretty much the exact same video, but then instead of him being in training mode explaining everything, he's actually playing and showing you in a match. So let's watch Gachikun, because it's great to talk about theory, but it's actually better to see it done in practice. Let's watch this.
シンプルにこんななんか適当なことしよってうろうろしとって急に来た技にはい差し返しって俺かなり無理だと思う。
Alright, just talking about my favorite thing. You guys watch my stream, we call this the platinum shimmy. You guys know what I'm talking about? This thing right here where you're playing neutral and you're kind of walking back and forth like this. This thing. He's saying if you're trying to play like this, and you're like, okay, you're walking back and forth, move comes out. Alright, yeah, I whiff punish. He goes, this is like incredibly difficult to do in a real match. He's like, this is hard. And this is coming from a guy who consistently makes like top 16s, top 8s in international tournaments. So if he's saying this is really hard, maybe we shouldn't be focusing on this kind of play. What you should be doing, like the most ideal way to play, is to force your opponent to whiff an attack, right? Not reacting to something that comes out random timing in neutral, but try to do something to make your opponent whiff a button instead, because then you'll know that it's coming. You can try to get it to come out at a timing that you can predict, and that'll be much easier to whiff punish. Big Bird does this all the time with Ken. You guys ever notice Ken or Akuma? He'll just do like standing light punch at the tip of its range and just like kind of pester at his opponents. He does this all the time.
これって結局当てに行くまでに中足被弾してしまうことがあるんで、そうなったらそうなったで、この距離に来たら中足打つんやなっていうまあ一つの目印ができるわけなんですけど。
Alright, is the reason why like someone like Big Bird does that like walking jab kind of thing, it was because jab has less range than crouching medium kick. So if you're kind of walking into your opponent's range and trying to push standing light punch, you'll get a feel for when they like to push crouching medium kick to stop you from getting into that standing light punch range. And then once you get a feel for when your opponent pushes a button, then you can kind of stop moving forward and react to their whiff button, because now you kind of know when they're going to push it, rather than just being like, oh, here's a random button push, now I whiff punished it. A little flow chart here. So do like standing light punch, walk backwards, and then push crouching medium punch, or like crouching medium kick. Let's say I'm playing Bison, right? And I want to try to get a whiff punish, either crouching medium punch or crouching medium kick against Ken. You still have enough time, because this is such a long range move, to kind of like walk back, right? So you kind of want to poke at the tip of this range and then do that thing we were talking about in the Aqua video where you push a delayed crouching medium punch. This way, if they whiff it, you get the whiff punish. So if you don't whiff it, right, if you're in range for their medium punch, you don't get hit because you're pushing your button at a timing where you still block the move. But then if it does whiff, there you go. Easy, automatic whiff punish against that. And again, don't forget, if you're practicing this in training mode, turn on that do nothing option. And only push the button when you see the button. There we go. Let's go to him actually playing a real match. He's playing Rashid against a Ken. Alright. See that? Look what the Ken did. Ken did 1, 2, 3, walk back. Didn't push a button. Neither did he. But then he pushes a button there. Alright, so Gachikun isn't falling prey to that 3 light walk back button stuff. He's not whiffing. There. See? You saw, look at how Lady did that. Watch. See? Ah, sad. He tried to get it. Look at that. One more time. I messed it up. The idea was right. Reaction's a little slow there. He said I made him whiff that move. He screwed up the punish against him. But what Gachikun was yelling at the end there was, I made him whiff that move. So let's watch it again. Look. Okay, whatever. There's a counter trade there. He does standing medium punch, kind of at the tip range. Takes a tiny little step back. Ken thinks he's in range for this crouching medium kick. He wasn't. And then Gachikun kind of walked forward first. And then he messed up the whole punish. But the idea was right. So that's how you can kind of like make your opponents whiff their moves, through spacing like that.
差し返ししたじゃあ次は相手どうなるかなみたいなのはしっかり見たい。
The most important thing, just remember, what is your opponent doing after you make them block a button? Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that. If you did, let me know in the comments. I hope this is helpful for you. That's going to be the end of this video. Thank you all for watching and making it to the end of this one, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.